shit, piss, cunt. It's not really, I guess, the ideal way to start a podcast or anything. It's not the note I sort of usually like to begin things on, but I have to address an issue, I guess. I've got quite a lot of comments recently regarding it. It's quite a difficult thing to broach, like a topic to. Okay, I get the impression that a lot of people might not necessarily get where I'm coming from when I say certain things. Dealing with what I deal with, it's just, and I don't want to assume, I don't want to say, oh, you don't understand, but like, I like to think people have, people have people's best interests in mind, but I get the impression that I feel on the inside that nobody understands how it is to have such a huge cock. Ha! I got you. I got all of you. Every single bloody one of you. You all fell for it. I fooled you all. Let's draw some comics. I say I fooled you all. I actually, I didn't really fool you. I made you think one thing, and then it turns out that wasn't the thing. Which is a difference between, like, you can say, oh, I fooled you, pranked you, I got you. But it's like, I didn't really prank you. I made you think one particular thing was happening. I gave you every reason to believe that a particular thing was happening. And then I said, haha, not really. And then I turned it into a penis joke. So that's fun. We all like a bit of cock, don't we, eh? Nice bit of cock wang. Nice bit of penis ball bag dick fart. Nice bit of cum in my mouth on a daily basis. Hello. Welcome to the show. I hope you're doing good. I hope you don't have to go too soon. Stick around, enjoy it. Let's hang out. Let's have fun drawing comics and shit. Let's suck each other's nipples. Let's tug on a tit. Let's drink some piss and blood and bathe in shit. Let's eat vagina and cream cheese. I don't even like cream cheese. Or like garlic, onion dip, that sort of thing. I've said before, I like a dark sauce, a barbecue sauce, a ketchup. McDonald's, apparently they don't do it everywhere, but they certainly do it here. They have like the cheesy garlic bites, which are garlic and cheese food substance I'm cool with, but not the sauce. But they come with like this seasoned tomato sauce. Like, it's not a ketchup, it's more like a tomato sauce. The sort of thing you'd put on pasta or something. That kind of sauce is really fucking yummaroos. But yeah, like fucking garlic and herb dips and cream cheese, mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is one of the most awful fucking things on the planet. I don't know how people... But then I drink piss, so who am I to talk? It's all fun and games. It's all gun and fames. It's all fun and gays. It's all fucking gay. I'm fucking gay. I'm not really. I don't know why I'm so determined to constantly say that shit. Probably because I'm such a big gay. Hello, This, as you can probably tell, is a Judge Dredd. I mentioned before, there's this 6-page. I've shown an old version of it. I did like a 6-page Judge Dredd like sample strip that you do to, hopefully get hired to do further strips for 2000 AD. And I figured I got a little bit of time in between some other projects. I haven't actually. I should be doing lots of other things. But I figured it would be quite fun to just get a page of it done, just to get me sort of in the swing of it, in the mood for it. I think this being that it's just a practice run, I'm doing it A4 as I do. But I think when I get to do the actual when I actually do it, it'll be A3, because there's scenes like this, which I think will be quite difficult to do at this smaller size. There's quite a lot of detail and such to go into it, so I think it will do me well to make it a little bit bigger. Yes. So I'm sure I will do that, you cunt. Well, I'll set the scene for you. So it opens, this is the first of the 6 pages, on a dead, hooker-looking lady, streetwalker. Oh! Looking dead. She's supposed to have a wound in her head, I don't know. Just deep, blood trickling out of it or something. She looks pretty dead, doesn't she? How does that look? Yeah, it looks all right. Good enough. And the story's called Cycle of Violence. So we open up on the scene with a dead hooker-looking lady, and then we zoom out and we see her laying here in this smashed-up apartment, and then here is a deranged-looking guy with a kid. He's got the kid hostage. He's got him in a chokehold, and he's got a bit of glass to his neck. And here is Judge Dredd, dun dun dun, pointing a gun. And then it's from the kid's point of view. You see the kid here looking all angry, and the kid's being shoot him. And then the dad, I guess, has the kid here with a big broken mirror, and he's like, "He ain't shooting nobody, kid. You hear that, Judge? You try anything and I'll slit this kid's throat." And then Judge Dredd's here, and he just goes, blam! Shoots this guy in the fucking head. Which is quite a cool opening. And then, so it opens up saying, I can't remember what the kid's name is, whatever his name is. He knew exactly when he first wanted to be a judge, and there's captions saying all that shit. And then all this happens, and then, he came from obviously some kind of bad home situation. His dad killed his mum, I guess. And he was gonna kill him, and then Judge Dredd shot his dad. And then the next page is him looking at Judge Dredd in awe with blood splattered on his face and stuff, being oh, I want to be a judge, yeah. And he becomes a judge, but he gets through the academy with flying colours and whatever else, gets bullied, but he fights his bullies and he goes through it, but he ends up being a bad judge. What he does is he ends up continuing the cycle of violence that he was in originally, and the story ends in basically the same way it starts, with the same sort of panels, but it's Judge Dredd shooting the now grown-up kid who has become a judge. It's become a bad judge, so it's a cycle of... See, it's pretty smart. It's a pretty cool little one-shot 6-page story. So I'm hoping I can illustrate it in such a way that will be fun and interesting to look at. And I'm using this pen. This is a Copic marker. I'm using the brush end. I found these are really fun to just draw with like this. My black ones run out, so I'm using this dark grey, which I can and have used, and then scan stuff in on Photoshop, play with the contrast to make it black, which is pretty cool, pretty handy. What I haven't done, which is normally the first thing I do, is do the panel borders. Oh, we need to talk about 24-hour comics. I've had a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts on the whole 24-hour comic thing. One thing I mentioned last week, if you're unaware, the whole thing is I'm going to do a comic in 24 hours, 1 page an hour for 24 hours to build a full comic. I'll do it on September 6th, which is coming up soon. Next week's podcast, I'm going to do a practice page for that. So I probably won't have an art book and stuff. I spend the full hour working on a comic book page to see where my skill level is at in terms of starting and finishing a comic book page within an hour. This one, potentially I could do that now, but I'm not doing that because this doesn't need to be done like that. And the ones I do in an hour will have a different sort of... I'll be doing them in a different sort of way so as to, benefit me. They'll be tailored towards doing them quickly within an hour, where hopefully it'll all work out for the best. So that'll be next week. That's what I'm doing for next week's podcast. Because that will be the last podcast before September 6th when I actually have to do the thing. And then I guess the following week's podcast, I would have done the 24-hour comic and I'll fucking show it off, go through it all and let you see what it is. And here's what it's going to be. So one issue I had was deciding what to actually do, like what kind of comic, what kind of story. Someone suggested, rather good suggestion, of doing... What did they suggest? It's a really good suggestion. I forgot what it was. One of their suggestions was Goblinsky, my little space cosmonaut Russian goblin with a gun in space, doing Russian cosmonaut space stuff as a goblin in space. That was one idea he said I could do, which is a really good idea, except that I've given no sort of time or attention to Goblinsky of late, so I have no real ideas for comics, especially for 24 pages of a comic to do 1 page an hour. So it's a really good idea, but I don't think I could manage that. The other idea they suggested was my post-apocalyptic thing, which again is a really good idea because that would be a really good time to get some of it done, to make a start on that whole thing. However, my main issue with that... Look, it's like leopard print. No. My main issue with that is a comic I want to spend time doing properly. Like, I want to put time and effort into that and make it look a certain way. Really give attention to details and stuff of the post-apocalyptic wasteland and whatnot. And I don't feel I could do that story justice doing a page an hour for 24 hours. It might be a nice start to at least get, some of it done and see what I can do with that story in 24 hours. But so here's my thinking is I have plans for these 24-hour comics because I may well do multiple ones. It might become a thing, a regular thing I do. And so I want this first one to be almost potentially the start of the series of them that I do. So I don't necessarily want it to be just a one-shot. Well, I want it to be a one-shot, but something that can potentially carry... I'm going to do Gun Viking. Yeah, okay. Is that cool? Is that fine? Is that okay with you? I'm going to do a Gun Viking story. I've got it all planned out. Now, the rules of the whole 24-hour comic thing stipulate that no writing or thumbnailing is to be done before. I read very little about it. I think that's what I read, that you're not supposed to do any sort of thumbnails or anything prior to the 24 hours, and that the 24 hours is you're making the entire comic from scratch, from concept to finish. But I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about trends or challenges. I was never doing this to do it as like, I want to do the 24-hour comic challenge. Like, I just thought it would be a fun thing to do. So I've done some thumbnails. I've planned out the 24-hour comic. And also, I don't have confidence in myself to come up with the entire thing. I'm sure I could, but I don't know, for safety, I've planned it out, and I've got the Gun Viking story, a new 24-page Gun Viking story planned out and ready to go. So now I'm just sort of waiting for the 6th of September, and then I can do it, which is kind of cool, I guess. Look, it's a little kid, and he looks like a young boy, which I'm happy about, because they're not always easy to draw. I think this hand is a bit enormous, but fuck it. It's supposed to be like his dad's arm going around him. This is his dad's mouth, but there'd be speech bubbles here, so it doesn't really need to be fucking on point, does it? Some tattoos, because he's that kind of guy. Only bad people have tattoos, we all know this. Let's defend a load of people. It's like a knife with a snake going around it. Yeah, wow, that's badass. Yeah, so Gun Viking, 24-hour comic. So the idea is this. I'll get this one done, this one 24-hour comic done. If it goes well, if I can finish it, I mean, there's still every chance I can't. I might fuck up somewhere. But I'll get it printed as a standalone comic with a big thing on the front saying 24 hours. This was made in 24 hours. So make sure everyone knows this is a 24-hour comic. It's not the most pristine, polished fucking comic you ever did see in your whole entire life, but it's made in 24 hours. So keep that in your fucking mind. And then if it goes well and it comes out in a way that I'm more or less happy with, I may make it a regular thing. I figure I did a little bit of like maths and figuring things out. If I can sell not even a huge amount, but if I can sell a pretty decent amount of comics of this 24-hour comic, that could potentially be basically my month's wage that I need to pay rent and bills and food and everything just from that comic. And then if I can get a couple of commissions on top of that, then that's a decent amount of money to make for that relatively small amount of work. For that amount of work in a short space of time, it's still a lot of work. It's a lot to do. But I figure if I can do that every month, plan it so, if I do it on the 6th of every month, then I spend however long I need after the previous one planning it, as well as doing commissions and stuff. And then when it comes to the 24-hour period, do the comic, make a comic, start to finish. Also, I'll only need to do 20 pages because my plan is to basically continue Gun Viking, but in 24-hour comic form. And all of the Gun Viking issues, the first 3 at least, were all 20 pages plus covers. So 20 pages in 24 hours plus a cover drawing. That's fucking reasonable, isn't it? I could do that. And then if they sell well, like I say, that's basically my month's wage from that comic. And I can just do that like regularly. And then that will be... And also I'll be creating comics. So by January, so if I do this one I'm doing in September is a one-shot, so it's going to be its own standalone comic, so that doesn't count. But then October, November, December and January, at the start of January, if I've potentially done 4 new issues of Gun Viking that I can put into a book, and then I can continue doing that. Obviously they'll be black and white, they'll be a bit rougher, they won't be like the fully painted Gun Viking that people might be used to. But there's always potential for me to paint them further down the line. I just think it would be a really neat thing. It gets me producing comics. It gets me, money to live off of, and because it's all done in 24 hours, that gives me the entire rest of the month to work on other projects. I really want to get the second book of Zach Ridley done and finished. Obviously, I've got the first chapter done that's coming out in a couple of days, printed. Check on my Instagram and stuff. I'll be updating for that, which I'm very excited about. Hopefully, I'll get my comp copies come through very quickly, and I'll show them off on here. I'll make videos of them and stuff. So I'll have time potentially to work on that, to get Painted Gun Viking done, to get other commissions and other books and stuff that I want to do. There's a lot of potential there, man. Let's take a look at it. Oh, book. Ooh. This is The Last American. This was actually recommended by somebody. Again, can't remember who. It was quite a while ago. I tried to get a copy, it didn't quite work out, but I finally did get a copy. Someone suggested, hey, have you looked at this thing by this guy? And I know that Mick McMahon is the artist. McMahon, I think it's McMahon, is the artist, who is a very sort of old-time, well-established 2000 AD artist, whose work I'm a bit about it. This is a very recent piece from a few years ago, 2000. Oh, it might have been 2016 or something. 2013. This has the a new-ish Simon Bisley Slain story, which is it's okay. Simon Bisley, but like not his best, but it's okay. Cover by Mick McMahon, very distinctive style, especially in his later art. This is a whole Tank Girl book, not a huge one, but a Tank Girl book he did the art for, which I really wasn't crazy about. I'm not a fan of the artwork in this book at all. I think it's quite ugly, and not in like a cool, ugly art way. Like, I don't like the look of Tank Girl. I'm not keen on the colours. I don't like this art in general. Like, it's stylized and it's got things going for it, and it's Mick McMahon. He's the guy. He's a long time 2000 AD Judge Dredd Slain artist. But like, he started out which is something I've mentioned before, how a lot of artists, they start out doing comics in like a more typical kind of comic book way to get into the industry. And then, they develop their style and they ease up on what they're supposed to be doing, and they go more into a free form sort of thing of their own style. Their style develops and grows as they, which is good. It's a good thing that happens. Certain artists, it's really cool to see. Certain artists, it's less cool to see. Like, I'm really just not keen on this artwork. And there's this whole Judge Dredd Aliens book. This whole story here is Mick McMahon, which is about this alien that like howls and shouts people to death or whatever. Really, really heavily stylized. I like this more than I like the Tank Girl. The style is really angular and blocky and almost, I won't say basic, but almost basic. And the colours are really nice in here. They've got a lot of texture. It looks like it's all like a paper texture that's all just been colorized on Photoshop or whatever. I think that's what it is. I'm not sure. But it's like the Judge Dredd. It's almost like weird looking in terms of the style he uses, which that's the sort of thing you can only do if you're an established artist already. If they know who you are and you've got a good reputation, they'll say, yeah, sure, go ahead, do what you want. And then you do this and they go, that's cool, we'll publish it. Even though it's so odd looking, it's so bizarre compared to, traditional. Whereas if you submitted something like this, to try and get work, chances are they'd be like, what are you doing? This isn't what we do. I say that with limited knowledge. That's me assuming, especially nowadays where it all has to be like this. This is what all comic book art looks like these days. It's really kind of annoying. Black inks, very realistic looking, or fairly realistic looking, and then digital colour. Lots of brown, fairly dull. Like, it's well drawn, I guess. It's adequately drawn. You can tell what everything is. Proportions are all more or less fine. But it's pretty fucking dull. So I will say that about McMahon, is that I might not necessarily love... Again, this I don't mind too much. This one, I prefer seeing variety and stuff like that than this kind of shit. This bugs the hell out of me. Anyway, this isn't about Mick McMahon specifically. This is about this book. This arrived today. I just popped out and got it from my mailbox. I've not really looked through. I had a quick flick like this and was like, oh, that looks quite cool. But really, we're looking at it. What's it say? Over 20 years have passed since a global war plunged the world into nuclear Armageddon. Placed in suspended animation by his superiors, US Army Captain Ulysses Pilgrim is woken by 3 military robot aides. Now Pilgrim has one last mission: wade through a post-Holocaust USA and search for survivors. I didn't realise it actually that it was like a post-apocalyptic thing, so that's cool. That could be some inspiration for my own post-apocalyptic comic. For me, this is one of the very best comic books ever published. Garth Ennis, that's the guy who wrote Preacher, which is one of the best comic books ever published. So for him to say that about this, that's really straight away on the front cover. Love that art. Where there's no actual black, there's like browns and dark blues, and it's, I guess, ink washes and stuff. That's a really nice, strong image. And I think this is sort of in between McMahon's styles. Like, that's really cool. So between when he was a more typical comic book artist and then to what you see he does nowadays. So it's still angular and such. Some cool, fun little robot designs. I guess this is like the bunker or whatever, where they're waking him up from stasis. It's the way I bake 'em. Some cool drawings of bodies and stuff. Really strong sense of character straight away in like the shape of his head and his facial features and stuff. That's cool to see. I guess some flashbacks in black and white. That's cool. Where he's opening his eyes so it's all dark so he can just see the red lights of the robot's eyes. And then he wakes up. Ulysses S. Captain, US Army, disgraced, sir. Oh dear, disgraced. Sir! It's pretty cool. Like, already, I like the style of it. I like the colours. It's almost, parts of it are like Mignola-esque. Oh, wow. That's a cool page. That's a really cool page. And very almost Mignola-esque, isn't it? I like that a lot. The red sky, the bunker there, all the trees and branches and twigs and the reflection of the sky and some water. That's really nice. Oh, man, I like that. Oh, that's really fucking cool too, actually. Some sky, there you go. Nice red sky. Dust in the atmosphere. I know what it is, Charlie. Yeah, you robot bastard. You tin can cunt. I know what it is. I know it's dust in the atmosphere, you fucking robokinetic penis brain. That's a really cool image, man. Cool post-apocalyptic with the bare trees, the red sky, the dust and stones on the ground. Tanks. Ants. Boss, look here, ants. It figures they had their shelters. It's evidence of at least basic food chain. I'm not going to read it. I might actually read this. It's really quite interesting. Like I said, I didn't actually realise... I knew very little about this comic other than the artist. Someone suggested it and good on them. I found a photograph. But I didn't realise it was like a post-apocalypse sort of thing. So that's really, really cool. Quite Fallout vibes with the robots and bunkers and stuff. Demolished towns and things. A highway full of old cars rusting and stuff. That's cool. Bikes. Good detail on that bike, man. The chain and everything. Like flashback of how they ended up with the car over the bike with these people. That's cool. Some really cool scenes, man. Little like coming over the hill, a couple of robots and a guy. Skeletons in the cars. That's really cool. Jesus. Nice cityscape. With the reflection of the sky and the water again here. As they go over a bridge. The rocks and stuff. All the cars. That's really nice. Really well drawn cars with the skeletons. And the dull colours are really good. Like the green, almost radioactive tint to the bones and stuff. He's put his coat on. He's all done up. That's cool. He looks all puffy with his big protective coat or whatever. Radiation increasing, boss better cover up. So he's covered up. Bones. The line work is really nice. He's obviously used I say obviously, like a pen, some kind of drawing pen or maybe a nib pen for the lines, and then maybe a brush for some of the heavier inks, the shadows and stuff. But then some of the shadows look really scratchy, so it looks like he's filled them in with a pen as opposed to like a brush or something. I killed no one. I am innocent. God forgive me. Joe Johnson, cannibal. Ooh, cannibals are out. All gone, Charlie. Even the cannibals are dead. Aw, poor cannibals. Really nice shapes, nice lines, nice shapes. The colours of this book are really, really nice. Look at the touches of pink for his lips, the red sky, the greens and blues, they all go really well together. Purple roads and stuff. That's really cool. Oh, these splash pages are something else, man. You might not think about it, but if you have to draw a page of a smashed up or abandoned highway with trucks and cars and stuff, that's a really good way to do it. God damn. Guy can draw. I'm loving this, actually. I'm really enjoying the artwork of this. Much more so than that Tank Girl book he did, because I really weren't feeling that. That's really I say that's just like Fallout. Wow. This came out early 90s, I think. 1991. And I guess this edition published in 2017. So yeah, I guess Fallout, the original Fallouts 1 and 2 were pretty early. I don't know the dates. I don't know. But it's just post-apocalyptic. There's many, many, many other things. I'm not saying Fallout's the only post-apocalyptic. I played it recently, that's all. Really cool. Destroyed cities. Oh, I should have seen this before I did Zilla, shouldn't I? Damn. Love this guy, though. This, ghoul. Skeletal zombie man. I hate when they sing in comics because I never know the tune. New York, New York. Maybe he's. Oh yeah, start spreading the word. I'm coming to stay. I set my small town heart on it. New York, New York. Oh yeah, that's fair enough if I know the tune. But a lot of times they'll sing stuff and I don't know the tune, so I don't like when they sing in comic books. Because I feel it's missing the tune. The tune has to be in your head, otherwise it doesn't translate. So they should have a button you can press to make the tune. I don't know. Some singing ghoul. It's pretty fun. Playing baseball, throwing a rocket. I don't know what's going on. I should actually read this. I don't have a clue what's happening. But it looks cool. I really like the artwork. That's a cool thumb. I love the lines on the face and stuff. Like, it doesn't look too laboured. It looks like he almost had fun drawing it, which is cool to see. The comic can only really benefit if the person making it is enjoying making it. A lot of detail, almost hard to tell what's going on, but it's really cool. Tank and the guy and the robot. Robots, plural. And again, the shape of his face and head is really distinctive. That's really, really smart. It's not just like a guy's head. He's got a really like easily discernible shape of his nose and where his lips are and everything. His big ear. And his funny little bowl haircut. I love all the post-apocalyptic stuff. All the skeletons lying around, rocks and branches and stuff. Rubble and things. Tin cans. Collect the tin cans. I guess this is a flashback or something. I don't know. A girl ghoul. A whole bunch of them. Sex. Yeah. All night. Gladiator Festival. Nice. Another cool, like, demolished street scene. Rubble. Rubble. Skeletons and rubble. More singing. Yeah, I should actually read this. I should actually pay attention to it. So I know what's fucking going on. Statue of Liberty. With his head off. Oh no. There it is. This is a really fun looking comic, man. I love the post-apocalyptic vibe. I like the drawings. I like the colours. Are you there, God? Come on out. I got a bone to pick with you. A bone. Ha! That's a good one. I got a million bones to pick with you, pal. All the bones in the world. And he blasts the fuck out of all the statues. I love the gun design as well. Like, it's a really cool, like, snub nose almost kind of gun. Really short, stubby gun. Cool pose there. Skeletons and things. I love this, man. Whoever, I can't remember for the life of me who recommended this in the first place, but good on them for that. JFK getting blown away. Ah, another one. Tractor, all the rubble, broken dead trees, skeletons, puddles, a bucket. That's really, really nice. Really, really good. Like atmospheric and stuff. Good overhead shot. Good sort of close shot on some of the cars and stuff. Damn, I should be taking notes. Shit's good. Oh, he's having a shave. Yeah, this is actually really interesting. What's that? Oh, that's cool. Cannon, and then like a quick sort of flashback scene. Smoke. Really cool looking. Fairly basic. You know, it's not Otomo levels of detail, but it's all there. It's really good. Really, really pretty nicely done. It looks like it's coloured with markers, almost like Copic markers, or those like alcohol markers sort of things. Or watercolour, something like that. I had a dream. Oh, I dreamed I died and went to heaven. Heaven is American as Mom's apple pie. Come on in. Hey, Pilgrim, great to see you. Hey, Pilgrim, great to see y'all. Forget your drill, huh? Forget the old duck and cover? Never mind. We all gotta go sometime. The party's already started. Let's go meet the guys. The place was full of presidents. Is that Reagan or Nixon? I don't know. Oh, yeah, what do you say? Ronald Reagan, yeah. Look at me. I know things about America. Great. Pretty cool dream sequence. All the presidents up in the cloud being pieces of shit. They were only men after all. And then the bombs fell. Ooh, that's cool. Whenever you replace like the holes of the face with light, like eyes, nose and mouth, if you replace those with like bright white light, that's a really cool effect. Or if it's like, you know, a green toxic light around the head and in the eyes, nose and mouth, that's a really cool effect of like doom, like shit going down. Really cool scenes. I love the scene setting imagery. All these branches and stuff, the cars and the rubble. The fun looking wobots. It's really, really cool, man. I'm enjoying this. I could look at this for a long, long time. I love these pages. There's a few of these in a few like comics, 2000 AD sort of stuff. The hand painted ones are obviously the best. Yeah, pages that just have like, it's one thing but a lot going on. Lots of different parts to it. Like a collage almost. But the radar, they got incoming. That's cool. Nice cool splash panel. They're shooting people. People. Christ, it must be people. Hat on a stick. But it gets shot. Hell no, what do they want to go do that for? They shot his hat. They're bastards. Robots with guns. I know Mick McMahon also drew some ABC robot stuff, so that's quite cool. He's getting robots with guns in there. Hyper. Yeah, Hyper. Just like the... Hyper. Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bath time so much fun. That's cool. Skeletons. Skeletons! Shitting skeletons. Oh, they're in a bunker of sorts with a cot and tin cans! Yes! We love the tin cans. Tiny drawings of tiny people. Crayon people. So glad about that whole thing. More flashbacks, I guess, or not. I don't know. Maybe this is just after the bombs fell. Radiation rotting his face away. Or he's reading a diary, so maybe that's what those scenes were. Tin cans, tin cans, tin cans! Skeleton in a box. Oh, it's a baby skeleton. Oh. It's got like a diaper on. It's all shiny though, that's something. Baby in a box, and now it's dead. Nice. Hey, 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 they called it special. That's where they went. They went in a hole in the ground. Oh, cool. I like these sorts of panels they do in some comics. Rocket Raccoon had a few of these where they're like escape the prison, so they're crawling through pipes and things. You see stuff like this. Crawling through tunnels. A cave, just like in Fallout. Wow. America, this way. And Melindo's Zippo. Hope or Twilight. I held the Zippo in my hand, so light I could hardly feel it. So heavy it could only be an omen. Hope or Twilight. That's the end. Oh, say, can you see it? The end. Yeah, I don't have a clue what was actually happening, but it fucking looked cool, didn't it? I might actually have to read this one. Oh, cool. Covers. I love the baseball ghoul, man. That's really cool. Really nice pose, nice shapes. That just looks fucking cool. Badass. The puffiness of it all, the creases in the jacket, the wrinkles and shit in the trousers. The pouches. We love pouches and guns. The presidents. Ugh. Again, the shape and stuff. The gun, like, that's such a nice shape. The angles, the lines. Really cool artwork. That one from the front of this book. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. Original published in the UK CAC 87 convention booklet. Ooh. That's like a one-off piece. Love that. The fucking shape of that. Shape of the head and the hat. The bum there, the curve, the arch and everything. The boots are really nicely drawn. Definitely like a dip pen, I think, used for this with those kinds of hatching lines. And that's really cool. Private commission, 1314. Oh, cool. So a more recent one where someone said, hey, as a commission, please draw The Last American and Robot Guy. And he did that. So that's, you can see that's more in his like more recent style compared to this. It looks cool. It's a cool drawing, especially in black and white. But compared to this, it really feels like it's lacking something. And maybe that's the point, because this is reminiscent of quite a lot of other artists' work from around that sort of time. Whereas this is much more, you can look at that and definitively say that's a Mick McMahon piece. God damn, good book, man, good book. Yeah, shouts to whoever suggested that. We like it. We like it a lot. It is raffle time. I'm giving away this print of Mona Lisa. If you don't like it, tough shit. Well, I mean, if you don't like it, chances are it doesn't matter because you're not getting it. Who is getting it? Mato saw. Tomato saw. Saw those tomatoes, you bitch. Saw them good. Cut them in half with a saw. Those matos. Mato? To me it says mato, but it sounds like it should say matter. I don't know. That person commented on my Patreon page. I think they just commented like, yes, and then like these emojis and stuff. Good on them. They win this print from 2019 of the Mona Lisa ballpoint drawing. It's really fucking good, actually. It's about actual size of the actual drawing, and it's captured it very well. The detail and such. So I'll roll that up in a tube and send it to you. Hit me up on Instagram or something, Mr. Matosaur, if you watch this episode. And yeah, let me know where to send shit. I'll try and, because it's going to be in a fairly small tube, so I'll try and fit some stickers and stuff in there also. They might be a bit curved, but you'll get them, whatever. Whatevs. So that's coming to you. Congratulations. But what about this week's raffle? What can you get this week? How about this drawing of Lobo? I did it for, well, I didn't do it for, I did it because I was going to do, I do my cartoon character drawings. I was going to do a whole series of comic book characters specifically. Like my most recent ones were cartoon characters that I hadn't drawn previously. I did horror specific characters. So I was going to do comic book characters. I did like a few. I did this. I did a Hulk one. I painted the Hulk. I painted this one too. This was the rough sketch that I traced over to do this. And I liked it so much. I painted it. I'm really, really happy with the painting. I was really happy with this drawing as well. You're not getting the painting. That's mine. But you can have this. But what's that? Just one little drawing. Is that it? One little original drawing. Is that it? Ugh. You'll also get this. Cerebus the Aardvark. I drew him also. He's a comic book character that I drew. And I'm giving him away in the raffle. Yay. Again, I might throw in another print or two, some stickers. I do have some Zilla stickers on the way. As I say, Zilla is being printed right now, currently, so hopefully by next week, possibly the week after, I'll be able to show off the comic printed in full. I've got a couple of funny little mouse with the ear on its back stickers coming also, hopefully around the same sort of time. So if they're here by then, by next week, you might get those as well. I'll throw in some stuff. But a cool original drawings. These aren't prints or anything. This is a Lobo sketch and a Cerebus sketch. I'll sign them now. There you go. You can win those. Comment on the Patreon page of this video or on the YouTube page of this video. Just leave a comment of any kind, any sort, emojis, swear words, kind words about me, if you can think of any. It's difficult, I know, but... And you can win these. So, you know, that's something. Free shit. You all like some of that, don't we, eh? All like free shit. No one likes to pay for a shit. You like to sit down and have a shit. Oh, everyone wants to fucking pay for it, do they? It's fucking nonsense. Am I zoomed in enough? Yeah, probably. Cool. Let's continue drawing this. This panel's fucked me up. I stuck a bit of paper over this because I drew it once and wasn't happy with it. And I'm still not terribly happy with it, so... But that's why this whole thing that I'm doing right now is like a practice piece for that Judge Dredd strip to potentially, you know, do it neater and bigger and better in full. And again, if I can get these 24-hour comics rolling, which I'm really going to try. I'm really going to try to have that as a thing. And I think hopefully, because, you know, if I sell a black and white comic of Gun Viking, people might buy it and they might be like, that's kind of cool, I guess. I'd rather it was painted. I like the colour versions you do. But hopefully when they all have a big fucking 24-hour sticker on the front saying this was made within the span of 24 hours, that hopefully will be enough of a gimmick for people to be like, oh, well, let's have a look at that then. And if I can build up a collection of them, then, you know, even better. So that's my hope. And then if I can get all that going, that should give me time to fucking do shit like this. Because I could do that in a month. If I can do the 6th of whatever month, do a 24-hour comic, get it printed up within a couple of weeks, get it out and sold. And then I've got basically the rest of the month to work on stuff. I could spend that month easily working on 6 pages of this Judge Dredd strip, send that off to 2000 AD if and when they're accepting submissions again. Yeah, that can only be good, really, can't it? Can't it? Maybe. I don't know. I hope for the best. And like I say, I can do more Zach Ridley. I can work on, you know, further like Gun Viking Adventures, full painted ones. There's so much I can do if I just had the fucking time to do it. Like I say, I'm so grateful for everyone who gets a commission from me, but they take up so much of my time to do that I'd love to spend doing other things like this, for instance. 24-hour comics, that might... I mean, I've thought this way about a lot of things, of like, oh, this will be it, this will be what pushes me over into the big time. I think the 24-hour comic, there's a lot of potential there for it to be, like, to become a thing that really sort of helps me out. And, you know, if I collect a whole bunch of 24-hour comics into a, you know, a trade paperback, a full book or whatever, take that to a publisher and say, listen, here's a comic, it's about a Viking with guns. Every issue is made in the span of 24 hours. Fucking publish this shit. They might be more likely to publish it because of the whole 24-hour thing. Might be enough of a hook to like pull people in to be like, oh hey, this guy's doing these 24-hour comics, and some of them are pretty good, because that's what I'm hoping as well. Is not only because that was one reason I wanted to do a 24-hour comic in the first place, was because what I've seen people do, like, you know, 1 hour per comic page or whatever, and they'd just be so boring to look at. And, you know, I don't want to be like, why did you bother doing this? This is boring and shit. But at the same time, why did you bother doing this? This is boring and shit. So I want mine to be really fun and interesting. You know, muscles and guns. There's going to be a giant cyclops that he can't kill, so he's going to have to try and find another source of power to aid him in his... Oh, I don't want to give too much away. But you get it. It's going to be fucking cool, man. It's going to be new Gun Viking comics made within 24 hours. Also working on my black and white comic making, which is something I want to do more of and more of. So it can only bring benefits. It can only be a good thing to do those. So we'll do those, man. I'm looking forward to September 6th. I'm sort of, I guess, mentally preparing still currently. Oh, drawing chains is the worst. Yeah, I'm sort of mentally preparing to spend a full 24 hours drawing a comic. We'll see how it goes. I'm confident that I can do it and make it look cool, and also that it can become a thing, you know. And I've also, I think I'm going to do them with these pens, because I get I got these packs. They come with 5 of these. I've got a couple of different coloured ones, including a black one, and then also this fine liner. So I think with that I'll use the black. It's like I'll buy 1 pack of these basically a month. Use the black for the actual comic, for every page for the 24-hour comic, and the dark grey if I run out. I might even put in some of the other grey tones here and there, just if I feel it appropriate. I've got the fine liner I'll probably use for lettering in speech bubbles, and then ballpoint pens for hatching here and there on top of the Copic marker. So I can do it, buy 1 pack of those a month. They're quite expensive for what they are, but if I'm buying 1 set a month specifically to do my 24-hour comics with, I think that's a fair purchase, isn't it? So I've got it planned. I'm excited to get it done. If there's things in the works, man, they could really, really... I think I could get some really good results out of it all. And like I say, I've got it mapped out, the first of my 24-hour comics. I'm excited to actually get into it, make it happen. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say and do about the future ones. So 20 pages of Gun Viking story in 24 hours, plus a cover. And what I'll do is, within the 24 hours, I'll draw the cover, black and white, 20 pages, so I can spend a bit longer on some pages and not so long on others. And then, after the 24 hours, because I'm not doing a challenge or anything, I'm just doing it just because, like the next day, I'll paint the cover. So I'll scan in the black and white cover, and then the front cover will be the painted version, so a colour cover of Gun Viking. You open it up, black and white comic. The back cover will be the same picture as the front one, but just the black and white version. And then the inside, front and back covers, I will just pull out some detail shots from the comic, like a shot of Gun Viking shooting or being shot at or something. And I would have done, all 20 pages during the 24 hours. So I have thought about it. This isn't just like a quick, like, oh, this could be fun to do. Like, this is, I'm getting quite serious about this, because this could really be a huge thing. Like, I I could produce a lot through doing these 24-hour comics, man. I think there's a lot of potential there. I am really, really excited and looking forward to doing them. And hopefully me fucking babbling about them has gotten you excited, because people seem to like Gun Viking. I'm really glad for that people seem to be into Gun Viking. And hopefully that kind of energy will stay up when I'm doing these 24-hour ones. People will be like, shit, it's a new month, a new 24-hour comic. Ewan's made another Gun Viking comic. And hopefully enough people are into it that I can sell enough of each copy. And hopefully, grow that, make it, sell more and more, and have to publish more and more, have to get more and more printed each month because people are so into it. Hopefully it will grow into a whole thing, Maybe it could be my version of Cerebus, and I can fill it with all of my horrible sexist views and my odd political things, and how I think it's perfectly okay to have relations with people far younger than myself, which is a thing Dave Sim seems to think, as far as I'm aware. Not necessarily a view I hold myself, necessarily. But there's real potential for it to become like a thing, a real thing that could really do good things for me. A lot of work within that 24 hours, and leading up to it, because it will take a decent amount of prep time and stuff, and make sure I know what the fuck I'm doing, that I'm not just walking into it blind, actually take my time and make it good. Or take my time beforehand, but then take 24 hours to make the actual thing. But this is quite cool. I'm quite happy with this at the moment. Nice bit of dread. That's come out okay. I was a little bit worried about that. Like I say, it took a couple of drafts to get that. This face kind of sucks. I did that quick. I'd refocus my energy on that one when I come to do the full thing. This is the panel that's really sort of... I think it needs to be a bit more of a bird's eye view, but dread... Maybe I need to do the whole boxes thing of this, and then I want dread here. His shoulder pads, maybe holding his gun up already, and his other arm out, so he's action pose. Dead bitch on the floor, bleeding from her head, arm, waist, hip, leg, other leg. And then this will go into this panel of this guy here with his arm around his kid and a bit of glass there. The kid standing there like that, with his hands down here. Mr. Man. And then a broken mirror where he's gotten the shard from, broken glass. A TV table or something. I don't want to put a TV on it because it crowds too much of the thing. A sofa here. A broken vase or something. And just general trash, broken bottles and things. I might need to move it over this way a bit because there's a lot of space here. Also, I do need to leave space for a couple of speech bubbles or captions, I think. So, again, I think if I do it bigger, it'll be better. Bigger is better, you know what they say. This is his birdie bird. Shoulder pad, elbow and glove and hand. Gun. Shoulder, neck, helmet. Other shoulder pad. elbow glove. I might need to all be a bit smaller. His bum, his belt here with some pouches on it. Bum here. Legs. Trying to do like the perspective this way and also this way. It's pretty difficult. Yeah, I think he's too big there. Kid. I'll have to very carefully use like black and white. It's black here because I want all this to be in shadow. Although really that should be light because there should be like I want like the front door to be here with the light coming through. So really Dread's shadow should be cast across the whole thing, but I don't want his shadow to go over all this because then I'll cover the entire drawing and I don't want to do that. So that one needs some work, but I think, like I say, if I do it bigger, fix this. This is pretty okay. Maybe Dread doesn't look as gritty as he should, but again, if I do it bigger and use some hatching and stuff, that should look cool. Maybe put more of a flash in here. I want this to be the thumbnail, so maybe I should make it look cool. I don't know. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. But again, 24-hour comics is where my focus is at the moment. I've got a couple of commissions I'm working on. Zilla's on the way in print, which is really, really cool. But otherwise, I'm just looking forward to September 6th. Get my fucking 24-hour comic done. But again, next week, I'll do a practice run for that before we get into it properly. Otherwise, hey, that was a whole episode. Hope you're good.